What if the thing you're praying for is only one step away? What if your breakthrough is closer than you think? What if the reason life feels so difficult right now is because you are standing at the edge of a new chapter, but because you cannot see it yet, you're thinking about giving up? Don't, because some of the most beautiful things in life happen right after the darkest moments. And the truth is, every person you admire has had moments where they wanted to quit, moments when they felt exhausted, moments when they felt lost, moments when they looked at their life and wondered, will things ever get better? Maybe you're asking yourself that question right now. Maybe you're tired of fighting, tired of waiting, tired of trying, tired of carrying burdens that nobody knows about. Maybe you've smiled in front of others while secretly breaking inside. Maybe you've been strong for so long that you no longer know how to ask for help. And perhaps the hardest part is this: you don't know when things will change. You don't know how much longer you have to endure. You don't know whether your efforts will eventually pay off. And uncertainty can be painful. It can make even the strongest person feel weak. But listen carefully. Just because you cannot see progress doesn't mean progress isn't happening. A seed spends months growing beneath the ground before anyone sees a single leaf. The bamboo tree can take years before it finally rises. Nature itself teaches us one powerful lesson. Great things often take time. The problem is that we live in a world that wants everything immediately. Immediate success, immediate happiness, immediate results. And when things don't happen quickly, we begin to lose faith. We begin to doubt ourselves. We begin to believe that our story is over. But what if your story is only beginning? Think about all the difficult moments you've already survived. Remember those nights when you thought you couldn't continue? Remember those situations that seemed impossible? Yet somehow, you made it. You survived. You are still here. And that means something. It means you are stronger than you realize. Because strength is not never falling. Strength is continuing despite wanting to quit. Strength is waking up every morning and trying again. Strength is carrying pain and still choosing hope. Hope is a strange thing. You cannot touch it. You cannot see it. Yet it has the power to keep people alive. It has the power to make people endure unimaginable hardships. Hope whispers, keep going. Your story isn't over. Better days are coming. And sometimes, that whisper is enough. History is full of people who refuse to lose hope. People who failed repeatedly before succeeding. People who faced rejection, criticism, and heartbreak. But they kept going. Not because they had certainty, but because they had faith. Faith that their suffering had meaning. Faith that their efforts would eventually matter. Faith that life could still become beautiful. And they were right. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The obstacles in your life are not necessarily stopping you. They may be shaping you, teaching you, preparing you, because difficult seasons often create extraordinary people. Pain teaches lessons that comfort never can. Struggles build resilience. Failure builds wisdom. Loneliness builds self-reliance. And heartbreak often teaches us our own strength. The version of you that emerges from suffering can become wiser, stronger, and more compassionate than ever before, but only if you refuse to give up. One of the greatest tragedies in life is not failure, it is quitting too soon. Imagine stopping one step before your breakthrough. Imagine walking away when success was just around the corner. Imagine giving up during the chapter that was preparing you for everything you've prayed for. You don't know what tomorrow holds. You don't know what opportunities are coming. You don't know which door is about to open. Life can change in ways you never expected. A single opportunity, a single conversation, a single decision, a single day. Everything can change. That is why hope is powerful. Because hope reminds us that the future has not been written yet. Your current situation is not your final destination. Your pain is not permanent. Your struggles are not forever. Storms always pass. Winter always ends. The sun always rises again. And so will you. Perhaps life has disappointed you. Perhaps you've trusted the wrong people. Perhaps you've worked hard and still haven't seen results. Perhaps you've prayed and waited and waited and waited, and now you're tired. That's okay. Even strong people become tired. Even brave people feel afraid. Even resilient people have moments of doubt. You do not need to be perfect. You simply need to keep moving. Even if it's slowly, even if it's one small step at a time, progress is still progress. Healing is still healing. Growth is still growth. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. Everyone has a different timeline. Some flowers bloom early, others bloom later, but both are beautiful. Your path is your own. Trust it. Trust yourself. Trust that the pain you're experiencing today may be preparing you for something greater tomorrow. One day, you may look back and realize that this difficult season saved you, that it taught you lessons you desperately needed, that it made you stronger, that it redirected your life towards something better. But you can only discover that future if you keep going. Hope does not mean pretending everything is perfect. Hope means believing that things can improve. Hope means refusing to let darkness convince you that light no longer exists, because no night lasts forever, no storm lasts forever, no suffering lasts forever. Everything changes. Life changes. People change. Circumstances change. And so can your situation. The person who feels lost today can become successful tomorrow. The person who feels broken today can become stronger tomorrow. The person who feels hopeless today can find a reason to smile again. Never underestimate how quickly life can change. Never underestimate what can happen in a year. Never underestimate your own ability to recover. Human beings are incredibly resilient. You have survived things that once seemed impossible. You have overcome challenges that once made you cry. You have carried burdens that others know nothing about. And you're still here. That is proof of your strength. Do not forget that. Sometimes, when life becomes difficult, we start believing negative lies. We tell ourselves, I'm not strong enough. I'm too late. Nothing will ever change. My dreams are impossible. But thoughts are not facts. Feelings are not predictions. And your current pain is not a permanent reality. Do not allow temporary emotions to make permanent decisions. Keep going. Keep believing. Keep fighting. Because hope has carried millions of people through impossible situations. It can carry you too. There is a reason why the sunrise feels so beautiful. Because it comes after darkness. There is a reason why victory feels meaningful, because it comes after struggle. And there is a reason why hope is so powerful, because it gives people the courage to continue. One more day, one more step, one more attempt. And sometimes that is all it takes. One more effort, one more opportunity, one more moment of courage. The chapter you're in right now is not the entire story. You are still writing your life. There are still people you haven't met, dreams you haven't achieved, places you haven't seen, memories you haven't created, reasons to smile that you haven't experienced yet. Your future still holds possibilities beyond your imagination. Do not let today's pain steal tomorrow's blessings. The world has seen countless people rise from difficult circumstances. People who once felt hopeless. People who once thought they had lost everything. Yet they found a way forward. And so can you. Because inside you is a strength greater than your fear. Inside you is a resilience greater than your pain. Inside you is a light that no darkness can permanently extinguish. Protect that light. Protect your faith. Protect your hope. Because hope is often the bridge between where you are and where you're meant to be. One day, all of this will make sense. One day, you'll look back at these difficult moments and realize they were shaping you, preparing you, strengthening you. One day, you'll be grateful that you didn't quit. One day, you'll tell your story to someone else who feels hopeless, and your survival will become their inspiration. But that future version of you depends on one thing. Do not give up today. Keep moving, keep believing, keep trusting. Because your story is not over. Your best days may still be ahead of you. Your breakthrough may be closer than you think. And the miracle you're waiting for may already be on its way. So if life feels heavy right now, if your heart feels tired, if your soul feels exhausted, remember this. The darkest nights often produce the brightest mornings. The greatest victories often come after the hardest battles. And the people who eventually change their lives are often the ones who refuse to lose hope. Never lose hope, because as long as you are breathing, as long as your heart is beating, as long as you are still standing, there is still possibility, there is still purpose, there is still time, and there is still hope.